watching the temperatures closely a day and a half before the storm. Police and fire departments certainly are getting ready to help people through all of this. Mike Pruitt is a longtime luminary of local public safety, currently Bargersville Deputy Fire Chief. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
And tell me what people should be doing to get ready.
Well, first of all, the best thing to do is just stay home.
Yeah, well, that would help everybody.
But unfortunately, we got Christmas weekend coming up. It's a Friday. We know people are going to travel. People still got to go to work. So we got to kind of prepare for that type of travel.
Great thing is you've prepared a couple of lists, things to do for us. Cars, trucks, and home. Let's start with the vehicles. What do you want people to make sure they do to make sure that's ready, and if something goes wrong, if they're ready?
Make sure that vehicle is in good operational condition. So if you haven't gotten it mechanically checked, get that done if you can. Otherwise, make sure that you're filled up on washer fluid.
Yep.
Fuel is very important.
Yes.
And so those are the main things of your car. Tire pressure, making sure that's right. You got good tires.
Particularly because it gets cold, the pressure shrinks a little bit.
You'll notice that your little alerts will start going off to tell you have low pressure.
Oh, you've got one of the fancy cars. Okay.
Yeah, one of the fancy cars. So once our car's in mechanical order, then we want to make sure we have the essentials for travel inside. And when we talk about essentials, that means your window scraper. That means putting in some protein snacks, some water in case you would get stranded, because we know people do get stranded from time to time. Flashlight, extra clothes, because a lot of times we get stranded in our car, and because the record drivers are so busy, maybe emergency responders so busy, it may be a little bit longer response time for someone to come and help you.
In an odd way, and emergency workers have told me this before, the less immediate danger you're in, the higher the likelihood you're going to have to wait a little while.
That's correct. That's correct. So if we don't put ourselves in that position, then we're not going to have a problem. A lot of people want to get out of their car when they get stranded. I would recommend, hey, don't get out of your car. Stay in your car. Have that charged cell phone. You got that cell phone charger. If you have an older car and your cell phone charger doesn't work anymore, they make the little battery packs that you can get to keep your phone charged, because that way at least you have contact with people to call for help.
It's a good excuse to do a little holiday shopping for yourself. It
is, absolutely. I have about 3 or 4 of them. That tells you how much I go through my phone power.
Fire service, of course, years and years of experience in that. I want to talk about homes as well. People, when we talk about this kind of cold, sometimes make some questionable decisions that they are compelled to because they need to stay warm. There are some real dangers you can put yourself in.
Alternative heating sources can go awry and cause big problems, especially with space heaters, putting it too close to something combustible, operating those when we go to bed at night and they're unattended, or trying to heat our home with our oven.
Right.
That's a big no-no, especially if we have gas appliances, because gas appliances, if they're not burning efficiently, can give off carbon monoxide, and that can create a poison in the air that we know nothing about unless we have a working carbon monoxide alarm in the home.
Yeah, that's not like, for instance, natural gas that has the odor added to it. I mean, when carbon monoxide is...
It's odorless, it's tasteless, and so many people lose their lives every year because their house is very tight during the wintertime.
Right.
So there's no way for ventilation to happen, and then we have these tragic results.
Bargersville will be different than, Mooresville will be different than Westfield or whatever, but generally speaking, how does a fire department get ready when it knows this far in advance that something's coming?
So right now we're looking out ahead. We know that, we have to make sure our people are safe, so making sure that they're dressing appropriately, that they have all the equipment they need. If we need to pull in extra staffing starting on Friday, then we're going to do that to make sure that we have adequate response resources to get out and help our community, because everything slows down a little bit. We don't get it anywhere. We don't get places as fast when the road conditions are poor, just like anyone traveling. So we're looking out. We're monitoring the weather just like everybody else to see what it's going to take to tackle this storm and get through the weekend.
Mike Pruitt, we always appreciate your perspective.
Thanks for having me.
We wish you a calm and safe Christmas.
Thank you.
And that everybody heeds some of those words of warning.